message group. Then he let me know, and then we can discuss on the questions, whatever we have, right? So I'll start with the topic. uh, Coming to my introduction, I'm 10x certified double star ranger. I'm having 5.5 years of experience in development as well as in administration. I've been working into multiple clouds: sales cloud, service cloud, experience cloud, and recently I started working on marketing cloud, and most of it, like some of it, on data cloud. So I'll start with today's topic. So today's session we have is introduction to data cloud, and then we'll drill down to the basics of data cloud and what it impacts in real life for the marketers as well as business, and then we'll head up to question and answers. So I'll start the topic now. So what is data cloud? Data cloud is the integration network integration system that aligns your data in such a way for the organization so that it acts more for marketers as well as business, because data is the key to build a relationship for each and every user or organization or a marketer or any of the other ex user, even partners too, because that is the basic key point that builds your relationship. So coming to the second point, we will head up to the customer data platform, which is your marketer's brain, and that will act as a bridge between the data, and it will pile up the data, and it will helps you interprets, integrates, and set up the data based on what exactly the business requirement is. And at the last, we'll build the smarter audience segment. We'll activate the data from anywhere across the organization, because using data cloud we can integrate multiple data sources. Like we can get the data, like if you want to fetch the cases from service cloud, you can do it. You can fetch the contacts from sales cloud, you can get the business engagement from marketing cloud, you can get the products from commerce cloud. So these are the few examples that acts as a data sources. And in further, you can get your data stream and data object, data source object, and data lake object to get your data aligned under CDP. Okay, so I'll start with the first key point, that why data is necessary. Because using data is the only way that you can get to know each other, and how you build the exact relationship between customers or marketers. So data builds relationship, it builds priority. Priority means what preference you give to a certain individual or a client to make that functionality work or business work. So as a basic example, whenever project comes, we need to head up to the requirement what client exactly wants. We used to put our points, but still we exactly head up to the to satisfy the business requirement. So till if for that we need data. Data means clients. What exactly data we need for them so that they are satisfied enough. And our main aim is to satisfy a customer and provide them a certain value. So that's what second point says. Business need to identify consumers' preferences, what they exactly like, what they exactly want as term of business. And in real life, for example, if you order a food in Zomato, they'll get your eating habits, what exactly your favorite dishes, what exactly you want. So that for example, Swiggy you want, and the other example can be a Flipkart or Amazon. For example, if you order a product from there, that shows that what exactly you want. That can be a pair of shoes, a pen, or a headphones, or any XYZ thing. So consumer interaction is also one of the factors, or one of the pillar that acts like the way the data knows, assumption knows, or that will build an insight where someone get to know about you. They'll build a relationship between the people and get to know like what exactly your requirement is coming ahead. So anyone, any questions on this slide? You can post it on the group, or you can let me know. Anyone, any questions? John, can you check on that group if anyone
There
has?
is no questions. We can continue.
Okay. Okay. So coming to the different type of data, we have different types of data. That means you have a basic data, interaction data, behavioral data, and attitudinal or preferential data. Basic data, I'll give you the blueprint and a skeleton of basic data. Then we'll heads up to like what exactly they mean. So coming to basic data is your personal information. That can be your name, phone number, email address, just the way to interact to a certain individual. Because The moment you create an account on any of the commerce website or any of the fooding apps, then they'll give you a login alert or something like that, just to verify that this is the user, that can act as a data identifier. So if you can see, we have two type of data: known data and pseudonymous data. Known data contains a unique ID that can be your, like for example, if my name is Harshit, so my unique identifier can be my PAN number, my Aadhaar card ID, anything that identifies myself as an individual. Same if you log in into LinkedIn, you use your login credentials and password to get to know that you are the only one, and your mail ID signifies that this is the person. So that is your known data. Pseudonymous data acts like an incognito mode in your Chrome browser. The moment you like hover on the Flipkart website, check a product, that is just, it's pseudonymous. Like no one knows like who logged in and who checked the data or product. And if you can see, you can even search a place that can be any outside of India or within India. You can check and you can get that. So that this builds the insight that you are interested to go such a place. So in that case, the moment you log in, business assume that you might be interested to book a vacation, or you want to go on a trip, or you are to order this food. So in that case, autonomous reaches. So how it reaches, that we'll discuss later. Okay. So in this slide, we have discussed about known data and pseudonymous. Known is that gives you a certain ID, that can be your phone number or email address, to get to know that this is the person. Pseudonymous is your unknown person who just randomly search anything in Google and just get the data. That can be a pseudonymous, like an unknown user. You can get that. So I'll head up to the first part, that is your basic data. Basic data comes drilled down to the two parts, that can be bifurcation to the known data and pseudonymous. Known data is the same way that I told you. We can get that through phone number, email address, your location, or that can be your email ID too. That is your known data. Coming to pseudonymous, that can be your IP address, because you must use some device to search a particular place or a food. So automatically they'll get your ID, your device ID, your cookie ID, or an IP address. That is your DMP. DMP is nothing but your data management platform. CRM is your customer relationship management. That is your known data. And for a particular org, you need a credential to log in there. So in that case, you need to provide your login ID, and that is associated to a particular phone number, or your account details, or your email address. That is your known data. Pseudonymous is, they can get your IP address, so that they'll get to know that this person is searching this. But the IP address don't signify that you are the only person doing that. So that device will show you that the particular IP address signifies that this person has searched this. So the moment you log into that site, they'll give you an ad that you might be interested to buy this product, or you want to have this food. So it tracks your fooding habits, or maybe the what you like exactly. So you can see, basic data gives you a unique data, that can be your email address or phone. Non-unique data can be your you can say the zip codes. Can be, there are many zip codes, and under zip codes you have multiple addresses. So it's non-unique, it's not a single unique identifier, right? So this is the basic data that we discussed. This is the basic data. Coming to the second part, that is your interaction data. Interaction data, the real life example can be, you might have visited multiple events, or you might have gone with your friends for a party or something. You'll get to know them, you'll interact with them, you'll get to know their habits, what they like, what they want. So it's like a known interaction data. That is action taken by customer on website or in real life, like what you want to do with a certain person. You want to order a cake for them on your birthday, kind of activities, what they do, what they know, what you want to know about them. It's a kind of interaction. Anonymous can be the same way. You go to Flipkart, search a product, kind of that. So it's the same image that we showed previously. Known is your email address. Anonymous can be your ex user searching for a product, or searching anything to visit, or that can be any of the location. So it's like, if you can see on the image, second image on the right hand side, these are the person who a single person interacts with. This can be your organization or a company you work for. You interact with them as well as a team member, or you interact with your manager, just to let him know, or her know that you know about them, like that. So That may help in future because that creates an insight for them. And in future, if you want to gift them, you'll get to know that, yeah, this is the thing that I can order or you can gift them. So it's like interaction data, kind of a data that builds the moment you visit them. So the same thing applies in business or marketers way as well. So that collects the data. You will connect with your businesses or client to get to know them, the business requirement, what exactly they want. The same way you head over to your team and give them the data that this is what they want. So this is how it works in real life as well as in the business case. Coming to the third type of data, that is your behavioral data. So we discussed basic, interaction, and behavioral. So third one, behavior is nothing but, as the term signifies, it's kind of a behavior what you do in your real life. What is your behavior and what is your doing, what you do in a full day. Like if you are a gym person, you do gym. If you are a runner, you want sports shoes. If you are a book lover, you want books to read. That's how it builds by the time, because uh, at this age you don't build your any of the things, like the whatever you build as a characteristic, that will take time to build. That can be your anything extra talent or anything that builds by the time. So that can be one of the example that I've mentioned here, like reading books. Football can be your cricket, can be your, like if you are a wanderlust, you just roam around the multiple cities or countries. That can be your characteristics to identify, yeah, this is the person. So the real life example can be your active email user. So for example, if you search for a job, you hover on your email daily. You kindly check actively that, yeah, I'm looking for a job. I might be get an email of offer letter or any XYZ thing. Second example can be your credit card user. Like if you take a loan, if you purchase any home loan or you purchase a bike, you take a home loan, you responsibly pay an EMI per month. If you stay on a rent, you have to pay a rent monthly. That shows that how responsible you are. That is your behavior for a to a tenant, or as a tenant for the owner, kind of that credit card user. The third one is running. That can be, or if you are a, like if you want to run, if you like running, so in that case you need running shoes. User eating habits can be like what exactly you order in the food apps, that shows how what exactly you want. So it's like a behavior what you do in a daily life. With that, how that's how it works in the business and marketers way as well. In the business as well, what you speak, what you do, what exactly are your likings. So that builds an insight here, if you can see. And that's how we build the data. Okay, so we have a lot of data, so that's how we just differentiate among themselves. Like that can be a basic data that gives you the primary or basic information. Interaction can be the way you interact with a person, get to know them. Behavior is your personal data that can, like how what you do exactly in the whole day, what are your hobbies, what you exactly do in the daily life. Fourth is your attitude or preferential data. This is something like preference is what we mean is a priority. So data is also a priority kind of a thing. Preferential is something, but a person who likes coffee, but they don't have a good shoes because he's a runner too. So as a preference, we first prefer that he should get good shoes too, so that he can run. Coffee is the one that he likes, but that's not a need. Preferences is what we have to give him. That can be a shoe that he needs exactly. So if you can see, set the data as per what how customer wants. Avoid the conflict of interest. This happens the same in business as well. We have to make sure that we provide a value to our customer, and we make sure that we should satisfy what exactly they want. That can be a preferential data preference, that we have priority kind of a thing. So listening is key to great relationship. We have to listen to them what exactly they want, and so that you can churn out the data, you can let them know that, yeah, this is the way that we can prefer and you can prioritize things. So as per the business preference, you can get them the message frequency, content, channel on which business can be contacted to give them the priority. Like if as a organization, you make sure that multiple projects are coming up for your company, but you want to get that anyhow, so you have to make sure that you should build a good relationship by giving them a preference, that, yeah, you are the good one for us to give us the brand loyalty in future. So in that case, you have to make sure that you should connect to business to make that work. Coming to the third point, that can be your, like you have a multiple friends you have, so you know what exactly they want. Some like pizza, some like ice cream, some like multiple things. So based on that, you get to know them and give them preferences, so that if you invite them for your party or something, you make sure that you should provide them these stuff so that they'll be happy, and they should feel valued. So same thing works in business as well. And that's how we built insight and make sure that all kind of things should work parallel. So if you can see here in the image, we are giving preferences to each and everything, so that helps you in consent management, customer profile preference, loyalty programs, product and service review. Consent management is like what you do, give the preference by taking their consent and do the things. Profile preference can be your data that comes from your sales cloud. So that can be your accounts, contact, what you do. Loyalty programs is the way you provide them services. They give you the back feedback and everything that ends up to your product and service review. Loyalty is like if you provide a success to their first product, they'll come back the same way to the second time as well for the second product. That can be your loyalty. Coming to the major part, that can be lots of data. We have multiple data for a single user. A user can be a customer, user can act as a vendor, can be a like multiple ways. Like as a user, you are a taxpayer for ITR, you are an employee for an organization, you are a customer for a shopkeeper. So we have a lot of data. Shopkeeper means like if you go to a any of the like DMart, if you go, or any of the online retail shops you go, you act as a customer. So that also has your the data that can be your ID or your like account number, something like that unique, so just to get the data who you are. So if you if you set you check the center slide, that means your collection of data. We deals with the collection of data, unifies the data in the terms so that no duplication should occur, no data silos should come. The data should be accurate, and once everything is prepared, we can take action on the data, like how it should work. So coming to the collection of data, as we discussed, we have a CRM that gives you the known data, and DMP is your pseudonymous data that comes with the unknown ways, that is your through IP address, cookie ID, or system ID. Labs, for example, Flipkart, Amazon, Mantra, Ajio, many sites are there, right? So coming to the center slide, we have a collection of data under which we can place a filter and provide the unification of data, so that or a single X person can be identified using their particular ID. That can be your PAN card, Aadhaar card. That is its identifier that acts as a pillar or a bridge between a brand and a customer. That is a data that we built exactly. Like if you purchase a Boat headphones and you are a consumer and that's a brand, so it's like the data is the pillar that builds between them and what service they provide to you. That kind of a pillar it builds. Coming to the accurate, that is nothing but how accurate and correct a data it provides you. And based on that, once the data is being uh, it integrate interprets, and then at the last we'll end up to the actionability of data, under which you provide that what exactly are it has to be done, that can be like integrated, or how it can be communicated through multiple channels. That can be through through online websites or through multiple modes. And we already have a unique identifier that can be your oil the number, email address, or any of your unique identifier. So coming to the accuracy of data, we have a multiple silos. Example, you have a multiple people telling different things about different kind of people. Like if you have a ABC person, A and C person are saying different viewpoint about B person. So that will end up to a confusion, multiple data points that can end up to a data silo. So now we'll discuss about the data silo. Data silo is kind of a repository of data that is managed by a single department. That can be your certain organization for which you work for, like a company where your all details are there, but with the same name. If you create the different create a different data, a duplicate data that can be acts as inconsistent data, or that may impact a productivity or a lack of trust in an organization. So just to avoid that, we build a different way to just to avoid that. So the terms that it affects to, like if you don't take care about data silo, it may your finances in the IT department. Like if two persons are ending up to a same thing, then they might like they might attack to a financial thing. Coming to a productivity also hampers, missed opportunity, lack of trust in data, because no two-person can have same data. That also builds your a trust. Coming to the less collaboration between users due to data logging, that also acts. So as I was talking about the example, if you can see, we have three persons, and we have two people saying different things about this person. So if you can see, the first person is saying something about that they like to run, but the third person is saying that they haven't heard about this person, that they know that they will be running or they used to run. But that may cause a confusion for a single user that what exactly they want to say. So just to know them better or valued person, you need to interact with that person just to know that what exactly they are. That's how we enable it. So it's how we use to manage and avoid the data silo. So eliminating a data silo enables organization to manage and use data more effectively. And we already know that we have a unique identifier to know about a certain person. So you can connect with them through that as well, to know them what exactly they are and what are their hobbies to avoid data silo. So there are multiple ways to avoid the data silo. That can be your data integration, that might that unifies your data in such a way that that won't let you uh, that won't let you trigger a data silo. If you can see the image here, we have a multiple data coming up. So in a database, we can provide a unified view or a unified way of a certain consumer or just to let them know that this is the way how we can eliminate. Coming to the second part, data warehouse, that is your structured data and unstructured data in central repository. It's kind of a CDP. It acts like a CDP where you can set your data multiple ways, and automatically it will set up your data in such a way that it won't lead to duplication or inconsistent data set. Coming to the third part, we have a multiple data management ways, right, where you data. Just to avoid them, we'll make sure that it should not prevent a new silo, and that's how we make sure that data management should be done in a like aggressive way. Coming to the culture change, that is your there can be a case where your data is being created in an unaffected manner. So in that case, we make sure that we should change the particular segmentation in order to make that data silo to not to occur in future. So cost of data silo depends on your organization, else it may impact the quality, your business, your loyalty, and your trust. That's how it works. So we can see how you can avoid the data silo by integrating your data management system, change your company culture, include collaboration in company, improve the tech infrastructure of the company. That's how we do for a data silo. Okay. Coming to the CDP, that is your marketer's brain. That is an integrated system where you can like collect your data, that interprets, unifies the data, and by once that is done, you can leverage the data for a certain user and use the same way for business and marketers. So that's how CDP acts like a bridge between consumer and business, and it lets you unify the data in such a way that it gives my marketers a unexpected experience to make that data work the way they want to. So if you can see the second point, brands needs to look at consumer interactions, such as the multiple brands, how you interact with them to develop the relationship. So you can see here two multiple, if you are interacting with such a person and giving them the certain requirements or a business need what they exactly want. So the way you provide that, you'll get the loyalty. And if you get this image, it's a CDP skeleton where it collects your data. Multiple data is coming up, and we have tons of data coming up on daily basis. And it collects your data, interprets, and unifies the data, and that's how it leverages and give you a crisp data where you can use and enhance the productivity. So coming to more deep into the CD, we have, if you take example of a X user having these features, having like they like to run, they like reading, they like chicken as a dish, or anything in the veg or anything. So it's like take the data in a database, simplify it, and connect it. So that's how it works. So it's take your basic information that consumer has to provide while creating. If you create an account on any of the commerce websites, you need to provide your details, that is your phone number or email address, that shows the unified or a unique customer. So through that you can identify yourself. So there can be a multiple users with the same name, but there should be an email ID or phone number that acts as a unique identifier, just to know that you are the only person who are addressing that website. So information that consumers provide willingly, that builds by business over time, that is your behavioral data. First is your basic data. So that builds more effective and convenient relationship, works with the real-time data. As I told you the real-time examples, we have to deal with real-time examples and build the relationship. CDP does the same, that acts like a single source of data, provide the data. If you can see the second image below, we have two users. They have unique identifiers through an email address, the cookie ID, and their location or address, you can say. So that will give them a unique identifier. These are the unique identifiers you can check that this is a certain user or a particular user through you can address and get the data. And this is how it builds the insight. And CDP makes use of such an insight and gives you the certain or correct data. So data gathered for every person a business interact with and builds the insight. Such insights include type of data, including your preferential or additive data. Preferential, as I told you, it gives you the certain amount of a value or a preference that you need this, and it works on your priority, and it give you as a preference that based on the user's convenience, they'll give you such a data, as well as the engagement, such as your unique identifier. So unique identifier is the key where a certain business can know that this is the only consumer we have, and this consumer wants such kind of a product. That's how it works, CDP. Coming to the benefits of data, it builds the relationship between consumer to a brand. Okay. Collects data across every interaction. Every interaction means you attend multiple events, you attend multiple parties, marriages, you interact with them, you get to know them. That's how it works. You data that needs to be fed into a single system, that is your CDP. It collects your data, unifies it, and gives you a certain unified view for a particular data. It stores the insight, collects the insight, and let business or marketer works for that. That's how it benefits. So this can be communicated better with the audience. It helps marketers to deliver human-centric interaction. Human-centric means like if for a certain user having multiple uh, hobbies, multiple things. So that's how it detects and builds the insight. Coming to the data model, that's all. Like data model is nothing but the way how you exactly work in a data cloud after setting up the data cloud. So just a brief about data cloud setup. We have to make sure that data cloud should be enabled for enterprise or unlimited versions, and the data cloud has a 5-day trial. The once you set up, you have a 5-day trial, and then you can go with the costing of it. You have to purchase it, and once you do it, you can start with the first step, that is your data source. Data is nothing but the multiple ways through you can connect the source and get the data. The first point is your through marketing cloud you can get the data. Business engagement, you can fetch the business engagement. You can get the cases from services cloud. You can get the contacts from sales cloud. You can get your products from commerce cloud. That's how it works, the data source. Once you connect or get the data sources, you can create a data stream. Data stream is nothing but the tons of data that you can fetch from a certain source. Like from a sales cloud, I can fetch the millions of contacts. If you can see the examples I've already added here, contacts from sales cloud. Single data source can have multiple data streams. Like I can create multiple data sources to create a multiple data stream, because I can fetch the data stream from Salesforce CRM, from B2C commerce, from marketing cloud. That's how I can fetch the data streams. John, can you confirm if I'm audible? Thank you. Coming to the data source object, data source object is kind of a that fetch the data from your data stream, and it's provide a physical data that contains your data in a raw form, and it's kind of a file format of a data stream. Data stream is nothing but that gets the data from your data source, that connects with you to the multiple cloud, even the CRM too. And data model object, if you can go to the, if you can see the image here above on the right hand side, we have demo. I'll end the last. Okay, coming to the data lake object. Okay, so before data lake object, what we do is, after you stream your data, you get an option to create, you can transform your data. Like there can be a case where you want to filter a data with some filters, like I want some things to be, I want contacts with the uh, with us as approved. So in that case, you can transform your data. So we have two ways to transform the data. That is your batch data transform. The other is streaming data transform. Batch data is like all of you know about batch data. Like you can provide a filter and do the updates. You can streaming is like one by one you can do it. So data transform is the optional thing that you can do it. It's optional. That's why I haven't mentioned it here. But that's the optional thing. You can do it once you create a data stream. So, okay, once you create a data source object, you will end up with a data lake object. Data lake object is nothing but the mapping. You can, I'll show you how we do the mapping thing in Paint. I'll show you the like the layout, how we do. So in data lake object, what we the UI should be like, here we have contact, and here we have feed, first name, last name, account ID, and everything. Here we have the data model object, and some standard fields given by Data Cloud. So that you can map it here, and so field by field you can map it, and we can even add the data model object. Data model object is nothing but a custom or a standard object that it's act the same way as we have in Salesforce developer orgs. Okay. So that is your DMO. So the DMO is nothing but your data model object, and it contains set of attributes. Show you that, like you can see here. So through contacts you can map your fields. So it's a data lake object. So data lake object, you can map the fields, and it's available for inspection. Let you map the fields and additional transformation too. So you can see here, object used for mapping fields, apply additional transformation. It's a type schema based and open source. Coming to data model object, data model is the grouping of data made up of attributes. Attribute is nothing but your piece of data found in DMO that acts like a field. It's kind of a field we have in DMO. So it's created for data from data streams, insights, and other sources. DMOs, as I mentioned, we have a standard or custom one based on the business need, because there can be a case where they want custom object to be used there. So they'll be fetching. You can even fetch the custom object as a data source. You are not surrounded or cornered by the standard objects. You can even get the custom objects as well from data source. Even you can get the data bundles, act like a, you can even get the whole CRM to get the data. But if you want, like based on your requirement, if you want to get the data from a certain object, for example accounts, contacts, or any of the custom object, you can do that as well. So that's why we have like privilege to get the data from custom object too. So the common data we have sales order, email engagement. There are other as well, as I mentioned, business engagement, orders from Commerce Cloud. That's how we can fetch. DMO also give you the privilege to set up the relationship, what relationship you have with the account or a contact. For like contact, we have an account. Like for under contact, we have an account object as a parent, right? That acts as the parent. That's how data cloud model works. So data source, data stream, data transform, you can do it optionally. Data source object, data lake, you can do the mapping, data model. So the last term what we use is for the data space. Data space is nothing, it's a term that let you segregate the data, segregate the tons of data and thousands of tables in such a way that you can refine that data, and you can even restrict that set of data to certain number of users. It's kind of a sharing rule kind of a thing. Like it's a very I'm just relating that stuff to that because data space give you that leverage to like segregate the tons of data, and you can even set that particular bunch of data to a certain number of users. That is nothing but your data spaces. You can do it and configure like that. So that's how we have in data cloud model. So we can start with questions and answers. So John, we can start with questions and answers.
Yes, yes, there is no questions till now.
Okay, guys, you can speak up. You can let me know the questions you have because I think it's new for everyone. But so can start
Uh,
with any of the questions.
there is some questions.
Ooh,
Do you suggest should go for data cloud consultant exam?
I didn't get you, Fatima. Like, who do you suggest to? Like, what does that mean?
Please, can you please unmute and ask the question?
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, Fatima. Tell me, please.
So I meant to ask who should be taking the data cloud consultant exam? What potential does this has, or
No,
who are
actually,
the
we are talking about the certification, right?
yeah,
Certification is something different. It's not related to this question answer. Like
right,
like if you are good enough to give an exam and you are clear with all the concepts in data cloud, you can go for the certification. That's how it works.
right? And one other question, another
Hmm.
question is like, um, what like what essentially, like you just told us that data cloud stores all the data and it gives you insights on the customers and everything. So
Yes.
why like we do have data inside of Salesforce, we have data in marketing cloud, we have data in other clouds, then why do we really need data cloud?
Okay, so data cloud is nothing but it gives you the leverage to set that data there in the data cloud because you have multiple data coming up with you on the daily basis, right? So
Hmm.
there should be some space we have to set up the data. You have to clean up the data, but data cloud is nothing but it gives you a CDP as well. It's nothing. A CDP is like customer data platform where you can segregate your data, and it unifies your data. It won't create duplicates. It's unique your data, and it won't create duplicates as well. So it is handling everything for you there only. Like it's new to everyone in like in current standard, but it may be used in future because it just started. So that's
Right.
how it works because we have CDP to do everything. It interprets your data, collects your data, unifies your data. You don't have to do
Hmm.
anything. So the moment you do the demo or you do the hands-on on that, you'll get to know. Because if you go here, you can see, right, you can get the multiples of data here, millions of data. You can stream it, you can transform it, and then you can do the data space, create the data space, and do the mappings. So you
Hmm.
got everything in one picture, one umbrella, like kind of that. You can use it here. That's why
And
we.
then we can use this data in different Salesforce clouds, right? We can
Yeah,
integrate
no,
data cloud with other clouds.
yeah, we can. Yeah, yeah. But I think currently integration is not there. Not sure,
Okay.
but it's a new concept coming up here in data cloud.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It is a new cloud.
No, no, it's already a old cloud. It's renamed to data cloud. In 23, it was renamed to data cloud. Initially, it was
Okay,
Jenny.
right, got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Welcome.
Can you show me the Arc data cloud? Is there any permissions to need?
Uh, I haven't configured it but I have the links. I can share you that. I have to search that. I'll give you first can end up on all the questions. I'll share you that link. I've shared. Let me check. Just a second. Okay, I'll share you after the demo. If that works. Like after the question Q&A round ends, I'll share you that
I,
link
I
how
will
to set up.
share. Share the link in the email for after
Okay,
meeting.
but I can give you the brief like what exactly we need, because to set up a data cloud, we have to make sure that we have a unlimited or enterprise edition to set it up. And the moment you add the data cloud, you have to we have I think 2 to 3 permission sets to add for a certain user or an admin user, that can that starts with data cloud something, data cloud admin something, that you have to add. And it gives you the 5-day trial, and then you have to buy it. So yeah, these are the basic details that you have to make sure that to get the data cloud configured on your system.
Thank you, Harshit, bro. There is no other questions.
Okay.
Thank you for the
But
informative session.
okay, so Sudhanshu asked that for a demo. So Sudhanshu, I think if in the next session we can plan for a demo, because currently I haven't set that up in my session. So
No, my question is more around like you mentioned that we can request data cloud on unlimited and enterprise edition,
hmm,
right?
yes, yes.
My question is more around like as a developer, like do we have developer edition off, right? So like, is there any way where we can like put our hands on like
No,
requesting a
actually,
demo
we are
org or something?
bounded. Sudhanshu, we are bounded to use those edition only, enterprise
Oh,
and the unlimited one. So we are cornered to use that only. But in the future, maybe Salesforce will do something on that part.
okay,
So
okay,
let's see. But yeah, you can configure it on your own name there for and download the edition one, unlimited or enterprise, that you can do just to make it work.
okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Fatma, what roadmap? What kind of roadmap you're talking about? You can unmute and tell me.
To launch the data cloud, is there any roadmap?
No, what
I
kind
need
of
to
roadmap
ask.
is talking about? No, what you're talking about, the model or how to start on data cloud
Yes,
you're
yes.
talking about?
Yeah. How to start the data cloud to launch?
Okay, okay, Ganesh. Okay. So Ganesh, I already told you like we have already take this. We'll share you the PPT with this. But apart from this, if you want to learn more on it, you can go to Trailhead. We have a data cloud modules there in Trailhead. You can search or you can Google it as well if you want to learn more on data cloud. That will give you more brief on that. That's how you can learn. And for the demo or you want to do the hands-on, John will share you the link so that you can follow and do it. Hope that helps.
Harshit, bro, there is no other questions. Thank you for the
Okay.
informative session. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for
Uh,
joining.